Through a weird set of circumstances, grandmother ends up raising me. She would often say, if you can't find time to do it right, how will you find time to do it over? Which simply spoke to being disciplined enough to do your best the first time, try to get it right, have a spirit of excellence about you. And so she drilled it into us. That's how life began. I graduated high school when I was 17, young, goofy kid. In my memory book, I wrote 3 goals on the last page that said, it asked the question, what do you want to do in life? And I wrote 3 things. I want to be a police officer, want to join the Army, and want to marry a sweet, pretty woman who understood me. And so I tell kids today, you can set the course for your life. And I didn't realize it then, but I was writing my roadmap. Then it's just a matter of making decisions to get there, which meant graduated high school at 17. I'm a second lieutenant at age 19.
I knew that he had a heart for becoming a police officer because he mentioned that to me when we first started dating. He was already a soldier per se in the military because he was a reservist. I remember seeing the advertisement on television with the Montgomery Police Academy, and I told him about it, and he quickly, connected with them.
And so I started the police academy February of the following year. I become a police officer, graduate the academy. I'm in the 911 center, answering calls overnight, which was not the most exciting way to start my policing career, but it was absolutely invaluable because I'm getting to hear firsthand the calls when people are calling into the 911 center, the panic, the need, the desperation, the requests. So when I get out on the street as a patrol officer, I'm carrying this experience with me. Then one day my boss calls me in and he says, you ever think about going home to Birmingham? And I remember my quote and I said, yes, sir, every day. And he says, you should apply with Hoover. I want you to give the discipline that you have to these new cadets. Well, that discipline came from my grandmother. And so he calls Hoover, I get hired by the Hoover PD and start back over at the bottom. And then in 2007, I get asked to be the Chief of Police in Birmingham. And my first response was no. And the mayor goes, no, I've asked around, you're supposed to be the Chief of Birmingham. No, sir. Let me talk to your wife. Okay. Wife said no. And she and I decided we would pray about it. And sometimes God has a sense of humor. And we both felt this calling, this leaning, this leading to accept. And we did. And served as chief for a decade. One of the most challenging but yet rewarding assignments of my entire career, which actually helped prepare me to my Army career, because they always went back and forth. Some things I did in policing helped me with the Army. A lot of things I did in the Army helped me with policing. And I get a phone call. No prior notice, no preliminary talks. Just the 3-star general who's over the whole Army Reserve, 200,000 soldiers. So we set up a call and he says, I remember the quote well, and he says, Rope, I want you to do something for me. And I go, what's that, sir? Come up to the Pentagon and be my deputy chief. And I go, interesting, because I just told the mayor I'm not reapplying. And he said, well, the time is perfect. That's what he said. And then I go, no, sir, it's not perfect. And he says, why not? I said, because Miss Edith hadn't said it's perfect. He goes, oh, you're right. Talk to Miss Edith and let me know. I'll give you a week, give me a call back. So I talked to her and she said, this sounds like an adventure. Let's do it. And called him back. 2 months later, I'm having the time of my life. We're at the Pentagon. I live in walking distance of the building. I mean, I'm helping with strategy, policy, budgeting, of a huge organization, And then he comes to me one day and goes, "Hey, Rope, did you do something for me?" I go, "Okay, sir, what's that?" Go down to Fort Bragg, North Carolina, and lead operations. So then I'm the Deputy Commanding General of the whole Army Reserve, running operations. I mean, I got 26, 27 different commands reporting to me. We got soldiers deployed all over the world. Then I get nominated for my 3rd star. We had never had an Army Reserve soldier in the 116, 117-year history of the command to ever serve as in a command position of a combatant command. And it was the crowning achievement of my military career. I can't think of nothing better than defending this homeland that's so precious to us.
For 42 years, I've pastored. So I've seen a lot of leaders. I've connected with a lot of leaders. But AC really checked all the boxes, from integrity, honesty. You can depend on him. Communicator, great communicator, competent, everything that you would ask for. He's going to excel. You can throw him in another country, you can throw him in another context, you can throw him in another environment. Those qualities, they just cause you to rise to the top because he's proven it.
The thing that I love about him so much is his caring for people. There's a genuine joy to the man. He laughs a lot. You literally just feel like he's your best friend. I just can't say enough good things about him. And I know that whatever he puts his mind to and his hand to, it's going to succeed. It's going to be better.
I just think about where we are, where we've been, and I am excited for all the things we've accomplished, all the people we've inspired, but knowing that I call this chapter 3. That's all, we're just in chapter 3 now. Chapter 1 was policing and Army. Chapter 2 was the last 6 years of Army alone. And now we're in chapter 3. And so I think chapter 3 is going to be better than chapter 1 and chapter 2.
People want somebody to inspire them and to be the age that he is. He's got a lot of years ahead of him. I think the best is yet to come.
I see the genuine person. I see the humility at home. I see the servanthood at home. And I've always believed that if you wanted to make a change, you be the change. And I see that he is the change.
It was definitely a team effort in both careers and in ministry. So we have the opportunity now to serve together in a different way, but it's still service. And so she's absolutely amazing, and we've raised 2 amazing daughters. And so I just look around and know that I'm blessed. People think legacy is something that is left behind after a person passes away. But I say you're living your legacy every day. And every day you go to work, every day you go about your daily activities, that's legacy. And so legacy is more than wealth. Legacy is wisdom. Legacy is more than valuables. Legacy is values. And so the organization should be better, the family should be better, someone's life should be better because you're there.